It is absolutely beautiful this morning in Arizona. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Balisong video. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day so far. Genuinely, hope you guys are doing great. Let me know how y'all are doing down in the comments. I would love to hear how all of you amazing people are doing. Today's video, I'm really excited to do because, as you can see, I have got this Balisong. So this is the Frank P. I've actually been waiting quite a while to do a video on this guy. Also, we got the doggo. She likes being outside when I'm recording. I find it kind of funny. Like, whenever I whip out my camera and I start talking, it's like she knows what I'm doing. It's kind of funny. But yeah, anyways, like I said, this is the Frank P, or the Plastic Frank, whatever you want to call it. And this is a fairly new Balisong released from the company LDY, which you guys may or may not have heard of. They make very, very nice and high-performing Balisongs for a great price. Now, this guy is actually the first attempt that LDY has done on a plastic Balisong. They have never made a plastic Balisong at all. This is their first time. And I've got some things to say about it. In today's video, the goal of this video, I guess, is to let you guys know whether or not this is worth the price and if you should get it to add to your Balisong collection, all right? Now, a few things I want to get out of the way. One, this is not really going to be a first impressions, all right? I've spent way over a month, maybe even 2 months with this guy. I actually got sent this guy quite a while ago, like when it first came out, but I haven't made a video on it yet, so I figured I would do it now. So I'm just going to skip the first impressions. This is more of an in-depth review. And then also, one more thing I wanted to say is I was sent this for free from LDY. As always, big thank you to LDY for making this video possible and for sending me Balisong so I can make reviews for all of you guys. But not only that, I also wanted to say thank you to all of my viewers, subscribers, supporters, everybody. It really means a lot. You guys are the reason why I like making videos and content on YouTube in the first place. So yeah, big thank you to everybody. But let's stop all the yapping. Let's get straight to my thoughts on the Frank P. I'm going to rotate over here because I'm scared I'm going to drop my Balisong in the pool. It's been very close a few times. But yeah, guys, the Frank P. So I guess I'll start off with the price that this guy comes at. So this guy comes in at around $33 on the LDY website, which is extremely cheap. Now, before you guys say, oh, $33, it can't be very nice, right? Because, at least with my experience, the reality is when you buy a Balisong, anything under $40 is kind of like, you know, you're kind of hesitant. You're like, oh, is this going to be decent, right? And let me just say that with the time that I've spent with this Frank P has been phenomenal. This thing flips very, very well for a plastic Balisong. And as you can see, it fans incredibly well. Does every variant of the fan I want it to. The choker, the palm fan, the rev palm fan. It does it all, guys, okay? It's got some decent momentum behind it. And the reason behind that is I actually noticed if you got some little inserts right here, which looks like weights on the tip of the blade. Now, this is what adds for that super nice flipping experience that doesn't really make it feel like a plastic Balisong, which is pretty cool because, you know, for anybody who has flipped a plastic Balisong in the past, you would know that they're not... I dropped my Balisong. Sorry about that. You would know that they're not very well balanced, right? They're usually really light. You can take like a Squiddy, for example, or even just like pretty much most plastic Balisongs. They don't have enough momentum behind them because they don't really have any tip or handle weight, right? It's just kind of super light like a cloud in plastic. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Obviously, everybody has their own preferences, but this thing just flips amazing. I have a feeling that a lot of people will like the way this thing flips, especially for plastic, right? Like, yeah, it's light because it's plastic, but it also doesn't flip like a plastic Balisong, if that makes sense. Like, I can pretty much do... It does any trick I throw at it with ease, right? No problem whatsoever. So I just think that's pretty cool. Something worth mentioning. The weights on the tip of the blade towards the face. It's a cute little face. Look at him. Pretty cute. Makes it flip incredibly better. Now, also, I was kind of looking at them. I don't think you can take them out. But again, I don't really see a point in taking them out. Looks like they're kind of like pressed in there. So my camera won't focus. Oh, I did not mean to do that zoom. I apologize. I'm using a new camera today. But yeah. The weights are pretty cool. Now let's talk about the design. Let me give you guys a little close-up. You can kind of see, I brought its older brother outside today, the regular Frank. So this is an aluminum Balisong that LDY did release a little while back. And as you can see, they're relatives. They look pretty identical. And if you guys can kind of see, it's about the exact same size as the regular Frank. So for anybody who owns the regular Frank, this guy, it is around the same size, which is pretty cool. It's pretty standard. It's a standard size. It's not too big, but it's not too small. So yeah, I just think the Frank is really nice. Now also something cool, let's talk about the specs. This thing runs on bushings. A lot of people were saying, I saw like on Instagram and on YouTube, some other reviews from fellow Balisong creators, and they were saying that it runs on washers. And it in fact does not run on washers. Also, sorry guys about my dog. Here, sometimes if I pet her, she'll just stop barking. Please don't bark. Thank you so much. Okay, there you go. Looks like it worked. But yeah, some people were saying that it doesn't run on bushings, that it runs on washers. Guys, it runs on bushings, okay? It runs on bushings, which is incredible for a plastic Balisong. I just think that's insane. Let me give you guys a little sound test, because this guy actually sounds pretty good for a plastic Balisong. Listen to that, guys. Nice and bouncy. But yeah, overall, I think this is a really well-performing Balisong. I have a feeling that anybody who decides to buy this will not be disappointed, especially for the money they're spending. $33 is insane steal for this, all right? I feel like it's very, very high-end in terms of like a Balisong. Sorry, a plastic Balisong. I'm kind of stumbling over my words here. But yeah, needless to say, I like this thing a lot. I think it's really nice. It's not too big, not too small. It's cute. It's public friendly, which is cool. And, you know, it sounds good, runs on bushings, and it's cheap. Can't really go wrong with anything in that list, right? Now, the last kind of part I wanted to talk about is the grip. You guys can kind of see how we have some like texturing right here, this little design. It actually looks really cool. I like the black and white, right? But unfortunately, it doesn't really add any kind of grip or performance enhancement whatsoever. Now, that was kind of the one thing I'm not a big fan of on the Frank, is it is a little slippery, right? Now, you guys can kind of see there's not really any, like, you know, jimping or milling whatsoever on it. It's just kind of bare plastic, which, again, I don't think is a terrible issue, but it is something worth mentioning. It is a little slippery when you're flipping it, so that's why sometimes it will kind of just slide out of my hand. But for 35 bucks, guys, 33 actually, I think it's decent for the price. So long story short, sorry, I've kind of been yapping this video. I hope this video was somewhat informative to anybody kind of on the bridge of deciding whether or not to get the Frank P. I would highly recommend it. I have a feeling that a lot of you guys will enjoy it just like I do. But yeah, guys, I think it's worth the price. I would recommend it. It's got okay grip. Now, the chaplains themselves are actually not bad. As you guys can see, I'm actually doing some pretty fast circles here. And it actually sticks fairly well because of that tip weight, I'm assuming. It just wants to stick to your chaplain, your finger. So, I don't know. Chaplains are actually pretty good, believe it or not. Yeah, my only complaint would be that it'd have some kind of like texturing or, you know, something that'll add a little bit of grip on the handles or something like that. Even just like a little milling line would be, you know, a game changer. But needless to say, I think there's a lot of room for error, especially with this price point. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. What do you guys think about the Frank? The Frank P. There's too many different Franks. We got the regular Frank, you know, we got the Frank P, you know, it's younger brother. I think this thing is great. Pick it up if you like this, if you like the look of it, if you like the sound of it. It sounds pretty great. Flips pretty good too. I like it. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. Let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, I would be glad to answer them. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Take it easy. And I'm gonna end the video before my dog starts barking again. So peace out.